Hi, I am reporter Latasha Jones reporting here from LAME News. We're on the scene of a terrible car crash where the victim is right here with me. So how are you? Are you hurt at all?
I'm kind of disheveled almost. I'm fine physically. Mentally, not so much, but my car is just wrecked.
Your car it was on fire? It's in the woods?
There are pieces everywhere. I don't even know how these bystanders are here. Flames are everywhere and pieces are flying off oh God. Thank God I'm not in that car anymore. Just thank God. Just praise God that I'm still alive, right?
Exactly.
My legs are fine, my arms are fine, my hair is kind of a mess. Sorry, but my car.
This is Latasha Jones reporting from LAME News.
Hello, welcome back to lesson 3 of our high school catechesis. I think this lesson is going to be a little shorter, Adam, than the last couple, but oh my goodness, it's so vital, because the point we want to get across today is something I think we would all agree with on the surface, yet our language quite often doesn't reflect what we actually believe. Here's what we believe as Catholics. We believe that we are the unity of body and soul. And it's very easy to find instances where we talk about ourselves as if we are the spirit inhabiting the body.
Right.
And if you take that to an extreme, it leads to a lot of confusion.
Yeah, we're really, we're given this body and spirit, at one time. It's not, we're really called to care for our physical bodies, but also to respect the bodies and the dignity of others, because there is a human soul within that body, but they are united. You cannot distinguish. You cannot take the body from the soul or vice versa.
I heard a talk once, and the theologian was talking about the fact that human beings have a natural abhorrence, a natural fear, a natural kind of repulsion to two things: zombies and ghosts. Right? Now think about it. Because what is a zombie?
It's just a body.
A zombie is a body without a human soul.
Right.
And we look at that and say, man, there is something deeply distorted about that view.
Right.
That, and they eat flesh. That's pretty freaky too. And then what's a ghost?
It's just a spirit.
It's a spirit without the body. Well, both of those, intuitively, we understand there's a great problem with both of those, because we are made as this union of body and soul. And the implications, as we're going to see in a few weeks, are that, look, we are the inheritors of 2,000 years of good theology, of church grappling with questions. The first 4 centuries of the church, they grappled with, who was Jesus? Was he human? Did he really have a body? Did he have to have a body? Did he have to be really human? Again, and all of that was rooted in not understanding who we are.
Right. And now we have the benefit, like you said, of the 2,000 years of really refined theology. But you're right that back then they grappled with that. I should say, not grappled with it. That's not a word.
We can make it a word. We have the authority.
Sure, great. But we're not our soul is not inserted at a later point. Baptism, we are made, adopted sons and daughters of God, but our soul is not inserted to us at a particular point. And, we don't lose that soul part of our body or that inherent dignity. And really, now that we understand that of our own humanity, we can understand when Jesus, God the Son, took on humanity and took on human flesh, that he was a human person, body and soul. But the difference is, he was
precise, he was not a human person. He was a divine person, but he had a complete human nature.
Right.
So I make that mistake all the time. And since we're kind of officially teaching, we'll just be clear on that.
Sure.
Why is this so important? I think partly, you would think that if you have this sense that the body and the soul are kind of separated and the body's not that important, that people would treat the body kind of disrespectfully. But what's interesting is all of the early heresies that claimed this duality, they were very, very immoral. Because what I did with my body didn't
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
I can
matter,
do
right.
whatever. And you know, honestly, for you know, for my brothers and sisters who all live here in the state of Alabama that's like 3% Catholic, this is kind of that notion of salvation that some
Right.
of our Protestant brothers and sisters have, is it doesn't matter what you do.
Right.
You know, and it's not rooted there, but this is what a lot of early heresies believed. It doesn't matter what you do with your body because your soul is all that matters. Well, no, that's not the case.
Right. Yeah, you can't, like we said, you cannot distinguish that. You can't separate them. But it kind of goes back to an earlier lesson where we're talking about use. You know, if our body is just something to be used, then you're right. It leads to a lot of problems where drugs, alcohol, sex, those kind of build, and we treat our bodies not with the proper care. Because if we view it as, it's just something to use. Well, no, we were given this body, you know, by God, the Creator, out of love, and we're meant to treat it with respect.
And that the body is good. You know,
Yes.
there are a lot of our non-Catholic brothers and sisters who would say, okay, so God made humanity good, but he's talking about our spirits. Our bodies are really suspect. And this is really, you know, a lot of people would point at things that make Catholics different from non-Catholics, and they'll point to Mary and the Eucharist, and those are true.
Yeah.
This is where I think the biggest difference between Catholic theology and non-Catholic theology resides. We have an understanding that we are body and soul, that union is good, and that God then meets us in where he meets body and soul. So when we go to the Eucharist, there's a physical, and then there's a spiritual reality.
Yeah.
We go to confession, there's the physical, because I'm confessing my sins out loud, and there's a spiritual
Right.
reality. I mean, all of Catholicism is this marriage of the body and the soul, the physical and the spiritual. They're not dual.
Right. And then you can take it to another sacrament of matrimony, you know, that united of husband and wife. They become one flesh, and in that one flesh, the spirits and souls, you know, there's a unity of them as well.
Awesome. That's it for today. Thanks for coming back this week. God bless.
Thanks, y'all.